Okay. Well, certainly I think I just read that Coach Maddox had bought a couple of my books in the past, and Coach O knows me from Dumb Coach, so don't know really how much we've got to really do as far as introductions here. My name is Keith McGee, and been coaching. This will be my 18th season. Coached my own boys and ran out of kids, and so I just kept on coaching other people's boys over the years. And one of the things I started out trying to run all the traditional offenses and defenses everybody else has done, and from high school all the way up and through college, I think I've probably pretty much done all of them. But quite honestly, at youth level, from a coaching perspective, things get a little different, and it's a lot more tendency based. You run into a lot of what we'll call daddy ball. The father who's going to be a football coach for 4 years while his son is at the right age group for him to coach, and they tend to go off of either the hottest fad that they've seen, which I guess like on offense right now would be the air raid offense, or from a defensive perspective, people are running the 33 stacks and the 5-2-1s and all sorts of stuff. I just never found a lot of success running the generic stuff that was out there, and I began to look around for some other things, and part of it was what you're going to see here tonight in the 73 Bandit, and part of it was just my own original thoughts and background. So feel free as you're going through this presentation, if you've got questions, fire them over, and I think that Coach Rob is pretty much watching the questionnaire box there, and he can interrupt in and bring up whatever we're looking for to discuss in more depth. The 73 Bandit, it's a pretty simple defense, and it plays very straight, so we can spend the majority of our time looking at how you would deploy it against a variety of different offensive systems. I think it's a good idea to see different ways to line this thing up, and once you understand the rules, it's pretty simple to figure out. This is one of those old-fashioned kind of everyone, when you score 38 points and you win the big game, everybody wants to dunk the coach, but there's also a great way to do it when you're playing defense too, and that's to meet the milestones of this defense. And at the youth level, it was for us, it was to give up less than 100 yards of offense, 8 negative tackles, 8 negative plays during the game, no more than 3 first downs, at least 3 turnovers, and really no more than 1 touchdown given up. And if my players could get 5 out of those 7, they could dunk the coach. So that's kind of the status symbols for success in this particular defense. If you can get 6 of those, 5 or 6 of those goals there to come your way, you're going to win the ball game. That's all there is to it. The basic philosophy of this offense, and again, my education back at Southern Miss, as we mentioned earlier, that's where I went to school. My degree was in statistics and economics, and so numbers mean a lot to me. And I've been filming most of my games since portable cameras came out. It was just something I had done when I was in college. I got to watch game film and decided when I became a coach I was going to try to share that same level of knowledge with my players. So I've been videotaping games for as long as I can remember, and had over 19,000 plays that I could look at over the course of all those seasons. And one of the things I was able to do is to break down in that youth level, that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, I had over 1,000 plays to look at, and reviewing that and categorizing them. Some pretty strong tendencies popped up, and you'll see them here in red. 70% of the running game is going to go to the strong side of the formation. 10% of it goes to the weak side, and when it does, it's usually a sweep of some sort, or a reverse perhaps. 10% of the plays go to the middle, which is often just like a 32 dive or a quarterback sneak, things like that. And then 10% of the plays are passes, and quite often in the 2nd and 3rd grade, there's no passes at all, so it does skew a little bit more towards the run. On top of that, I began to look at inside versus outside. Where are the coaches running the ball itself, regardless of formation? 60% of the plays at the youth level were to the outside, and I define that as outside of the offensive tackle, the 6 and 7 holes, that area. 30% were run between the tackles, the inside plays, 32, 34, things like that. 5% of the passes were rollouts, and pretty much wound up turning into runs half the time. 4% were broken plays, and 1% were quarterback sneaks or designed quarterback draws.